I read that you were first introduced to MMA, UFC 80, BJ Penn and Joe Stevenson, right?
Hmm.
So that was 8 years ago this week. You won the ROC title a year ago this week,
Yeah.
and now here you are, mid-January, making your UFC debut.
Yes.
Did you put that all together, or was it
Um,
just my crazy math?
I think that was your crazy math, but I didn't think about that before. But that's crazy. That's crazy to think, you know. So
Do you remember sitting there watching that fight? Was it live? Was it like after the
no,
fact?
I watched it on TV, man. I was a young kid. I was really poor. I didn't know anything about MMA. I just kind of was just sitting there watching TV, and it was just like I just saw I saw Joe Stevenson and BJ Penn going at it. It was bloody as hell. I was like, oh shit.
You knew nothing about MMA?
Nothing, nothing at all.
And so you see BJ Penn annihilate him and start licking blood off his gloves. Do you think that this is completely insane, or you actually thought, wow, this is something I want to get into?
Instantly, it was something I pretty much just fell in love with it right then and there, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. You can hit someone on the ground too, you know. And I'm a martial artist overall, so I kind of fell in love with martial arts. You know what I mean? I embrace all the arts. I just love the culture. You know, it's fun. It's fun. So, you know.
How soon after that do you start to actually training in martial arts, like jiu-jitsu, things that comprise, when put together MMA?
Um, first it was basically Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I was there for a while doing jiu-jitsu, and then I got introduced to he's over there, Sensei Nardu. He's over. If he was here, I wanted to grab him. But I got introduced to him, you know, and he is an amazing martial artist, amazing person, you know, amazing human being, and he just showed me the way, man. Showed me the way of just the martial spirit, martial way, martial arts, and you know, just being, like I said before, like being complete and just being, you know, being like water and just flowing and understanding the way of the martial art, you know. So he kind of introduced me to that more so than just competition, and I feel like that helps me out a lot, man. That's a big game changer, you know. So yeah, he pretty much introduced me to everything.
Now, you grew up in Jamaica, correct?
Yes,
Okay. How long did you live in Jamaica until you came over here?
I lived in Jamaica for about, well, when I was 4 years old, I went to Jamaica. I came back when I was about 15, you know, and I've been going back and forth ever since, you know. Don't let this voice fool you, the accent, you know what I'm saying? Jamaica, I'm come from, born and grew, is a master, so mad.
So, over there training, I'm guessing you were doing a little bit of training boxing, I guess, when you were over there.
There and here.
What are some of the comparisons, training over there compared to over here?
Well, the weather's nice. The weather's nice all the time, you know, and it's just different. It's a little more gritty. It's a little less equipment, you know, that type of thing. It's like it's dirt, a lot of dirt on the ground instead of concrete and nice canvases, you know, stuff like that. But you know, it's a character builder, you know, so I like it.
So you're the second fighter that's coming off of the reality show. The first was Sage. He's had incredible success. He just so happens to be fighting on this card. Did you watch his success? Have you seen his two fights? Have you said, all right, and I know you're not the kind of guy to get, nervous and things like that, put pressure on yourself, but he has kind of paved the road here for the guys coming off of the show. Do you feel any pressure at all to try to replicate what he's been doing?
Not at all, because I'm confident in my preparation. So I know exactly where I'm going, you know, and I know I have a lot of support behind me. You know, I'm ready to rock, man. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to just embrace everything. So I no pressure whatsoever, you know, and I know exactly what I'm gonna do. And Saturday afternoon, I'm just gonna go out there and just show you guys, you know. That's it.
You've also said that when Dana was there, you knew about it at the fight in, I believe it was November, at Ring of Combat. But then once you got into the fight, you didn't think about him at all. And then you got to meet him afterwards. Did you think, though, that this would happen so quickly? 2 months later, you'd be in the UFC and they'd be pushing you like this? I know in the back of your mind you probably thought, okay, there's a chance here, but this fast?
No, not like this. Not like this. Not at all. But definitely knew I'd be in the UFC. You know, it was just a matter of time. But like again, I said, I'm so grateful for the opportunity. You know, and I definitely knew that I would be here. You know, just a matter of time. But never would have thought in a million years that it would have happened like in a couple months, like 2 months later. You know,
Right.
But I knew Dana was there, and I had no pressure, man. No pressure whatsoever. You know, I'm just there to do what I do.
Did he call you to tell you that you're in the UFC?
Yeah, he called me personally, and I spoke to him. You know, that was an awesome experience. You know, that right there was just dope. You know, so that was cool.
Did you see the 702 number on your phone? And if so, did you know it was him right away?
I kind of got a hint that he was going to call. You know, so then he called, and then I was.
What did he say? Like, how did he introduce you to the UFC? Do you remember?
I don't think I can say it on camera, but
He swore when inviting you.
but it was good though. It was good. It was a great moment. I'm never ever gonna forget.
How'd you celebrate?
I didn't because, you know, like I said, I'm happy that I'm in the UFC. I knew I was gonna be in the UFC. I can't celebrate yet. You know, I'll celebrate on Saturday night after I get the W.
Randy, you mentioned that you grew up poor. obviously. What has your rise been like, and how was that growing up?
Oh man, that was, I guess that was tough. You know, it was tough, but you know what? It's a character builder. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, and it made me who I am today, and I'm grateful for it. And if I had to live it all over again, I'd do it. You know, so I feel like it made me a better man. It made me, you know, tough and just, you know, just being able to handle things under pressure. You know what I mean? It just gave me this sense of gratitude and understanding. You know, of things. You know, so.
Is it hard do you think it's hard for New Yorkers to stay focused? Because if you're in Florida or Pennsylvania, your membership dues are $70 a month. In New York, if you're at Henzo's, it's $300, or Marcelo Garcia's is $250, plus you got rent, plus. So do you think some people are at an advantage because they don't really have to struggle just to make ends meet, just to make gym memberships?
Absolutely. You know, where I'm from, you know, a lot of the guys, that's why a lot of guys just box or do kickbox and stuff like that, because in martial arts you have to have the money to be able to go here, pay for this, you have to go here, pay for that, you have to travel, you have to do there's so many things you have to do, you know. But being that, you know, I was so hungry, you know. People saw that I was so hungry for it, and they always gave me opportunities, you know. Always gave me opportunity to, like at Henzo Gracie Academy, I cleaned the mat for years just to be able to train, you know, pay my dues, you know. And they pretty much just took me under their wing there, you know. Same thing with my sensei Nardu, you know. He took me in over at Budokan Martial Arts Academy, and I actually lived there for 4 years. You know, I was homeless for 4 years, lived there for 4 years, and I just kind of just grinded it out, man. Grinded it out. Stayed there. I cleaned up the place, slept there on the tatami mats, and yeah, I just grinded and I just did what I did. You know, so now here I am.
And your team, I mean, just watching you guys, that's a super close-knit group. You got one guy filming, you got one guy holding gloves, you got one guy making sure you have water. Is that the way you guys always are?
Absolutely. We're a unit. We're a unit, you know. We do everything together, you know, and it's always, and I always had everyone with all attention on me, and everyone kind of just helping me out and like boosting me together, because everyone sees the potential in me, you know, and I'm kind of, that's why I feel like I've never feel anything under pressure, you know, because of that, you know. So we're all tight, and we always stick together, you know. We're like one big family, man. So yeah.
And that doesn't add pressure at all that you have. If you lose, fine, you lose. But if you lose, now you have all that pressure, like, I lost for coach and I lost for dad. No?
Not at all. Not at all. And first of all, I never even think about losing, so that's not even in my mind at all. So, you know, that's something that doesn't even come across my head. But
okay, so if I win for me and I win for coach.
if I win, we win for everybody. You know, I win, we all win. You know.
How many people will you have in attendance there supporting you that you know that you've been, you know, around the last few years that you've grown up with?
Quite a bit. You know, so I'm expecting Jersey, New York, Queens. You know, everybody. You know, especially from my neighborhood, all my people. You know, I expect all my Jamaican people and everyone to be there. So it should be good. A lot of people should be watching from home as well. So it's gonna be good.
Good luck.